Happy Friday, happy Friday. Pacers roll. I don't know how they didn't get to 109 points. I'm trying hard not to focus on that this morning because man, they dominated yesterday. Got everything except that at the very end as they finished with 108. But this game, I'm telling you, the Thunder. It's okay to lose this game if you're the Thunder, but not like this. The Pacers' confidence now is really, really high. I obviously thought the Pacers were going to win yesterday. I felt good about it, but I am surprised the Thunder had nothing for them in the second half. They didn't make any run. Pacers just dominated all the way through. What was it, 10-2 to start the game? Kind of looked like uh-oh for the Pacers as Shea and Jalen Williams were both making shots, and then the Pacers just blitzed them, punched him really hard in the mouth, and then TJ McConnell and Obi Toppin took over. They're up 64-42 at halftime, and it's just it. The Thunder can't get in the game. Pacers got to rest a lot of guys. We're going to have 2 days off here. It's a 50-50 game for me on Sunday. 100% taking the Pacers with the points. And this game's going to go, I think, right down to the last couple of minutes. The Thunder really lacked a killer instinct yesterday. The thing that surprised me the most about Oklahoma City was they got off to a good start. Like Shea and Jalen Williams and Chet, they all got started early, and then they just couldn't recover. It was kind of surprising that they just couldn't put one run together because it felt like the Pacers came out and they were flat. They had some turnovers, and if they had to play under pressure, maybe they would just fall and it'd be the end of their season. But once they play with a lead at home, shoo, boy, they're just running up and down the court. Siakam was great. Obviously, TJ McConnell was just unbelievable and is the perfect example for the folks that are vertically challenged, right, and who don't have the explosive quickness. He just gets to an open spot, a ton of confidence, never stops hustling. I mean, it was really remarkable to watch the Pacers yesterday. The series has been great. Besides the actual games, like it's 3-3, it's fascinating, but the games themselves have left a lot to be desired. I think we're going to get a great game seven, and Thunder just waved the way flag. Played a lot of their bench guys, so yeah, they're going to have, they'll be well rested as well. But the pressure is certainly going to be on the Thunder, especially if the Pacers get a lead. And Halliburton looked, I mean, he only played 23 minutes, but he looked pretty good. I imagine he's going to have enough energy to have potentially his best game in game seven. So I'll definitely take the Pacers. I'm gonna check real quick what the spread is. I have probably 9. I mean, the spread's been consistent all the way through. Let's see real quick. Oh, they have it at 7.5. Maybe it goes up, maybe it doesn't. It's at 215. Numbers always smaller for game seven. The over-under's kind of been biting me. It just, again, yesterday finished at 108, but definitely going to take the 7.5, even if it was 7. I think even if it was 5, I'd take the Pacers. I just think this whole series has been, basically underrating the Pacers all the way through. And last night, they just play perfect basketball. So anyway, and carry on. I'm glad I was right. I don't really like. Sometimes it's hard to do the pod when you're right because I'm quick to remind myself that in the gambling world it goes up and down. Super, it's very volatile. Anyway, let's go to the Orioles because they're still in this. Cowser, big home run. Charlie Morton. I don't know. The Charlie Morton roller coaster continues. Is all I gotta say. A couple starts ago, it's like, is he gonna start anymore? Because it's getting annoying. He only went 2 1/3. Wasn't very good. And then yesterday, he's amazing. So the Orioles, the best thing you can say about them is you want to write them off after some of these losses. And the latest one was obviously on Wednesday. You're up 8-0. I don't even want to talk about it. But to lose if they would have lost yesterday, it would be very easy to just be done with it and say it's just not their year. But when they play the way they did yesterday and they win that game, and the American League, as I talked about on Tuesday, is the way it is, or Monday, whatever day it was. They're 6 games out, so they're still 6 games out. They get the Yankees this weekend. I'm really optimistic about tonight because it's Max Fried and he's a lefty, and nobody's giving the Orioles a chance. So that makes me feel good. You look at the line, you just can't believe it. We're is it plus 237 is what I'm looking at, and the Yankees are minus 301. You got to pay 3-1 to take the Yankees tonight, and Sagano's pitching. I know Fried's been the best pitcher. He's a lefty. The Orioles can't hit lefties. Blah 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 blah. But I think the momentum carries through. The Yankees have lost six straight before yesterday. I feel good about that they won the game yesterday rather than losing seven straight before they have to play us. They beat the Angels yesterday, so it was like they lost six out of seven, or they lost six straight with the Red Sox and the Angels. They just haven't been playing great baseball. The lineup's obviously loaded, but they've never seen Sagano, and hopefully he gets them tonight. He can get through six, get through seven. The bullpen, besides the other night, it's been stellar past really better part of a month now. So the Orioles are they're still alive. It makes this series a lot of fun, and I got a good feeling tonight that being the big underdog will really propel them at least to get an early lead. See if they can hold it. See if Sagano's sharp. But I would take the Orioles over total tonight if you're inclined to be doing Orioles props. I feel uniquely good about it. So I think the Orioles are. Yeah, the tease continues, but they're still alive. And this weekend, winning two out of three would certainly make you focus more on the team instead of the trades. So we shall see. And then the Ravens. Nothing but good news coming for the Ravens because Alexander, Jaire Alexander is, I guess, the biggest signing you could possibly ask for. And when you look at the money, you're nothing but excited about it. That would be the weakness for the Ravens in the secondary because they signed Awuzie, but his health is, kind of in the same boat as Alexander, where if you get games out of him, it's a bonus. We'll see. And, Humphrey had a great year last year, but the years before it was kind of up and down. It's another year. So I want to say it was a weakness spot, but they have Wiggins. They have some of the other younger guys that are still in the mix, but it makes it a really competitive training camp. And then the ceiling on Jaire Alexander is what, top five corner? He's still young enough to perform at that level. He's happy to be here. The Lamar effect. So nothing but great news there. And then I didn't talk about it, but John Jenkins, the older defensive tackle, I think he's 35 years old. He's been on a bunch of teams the past few years. He's a insurance defensive tackle that the Ravens signed. So they're just filling up some holes. I imagine there's one or two guys. We'll see. God forbid if there's any injuries that they can shore up along the way. But they are setting themselves up for, because of how great Derrick Henry was last year and the nature of his contract and his age and where Lamar's contract is and just some of the other players peaking before you have to pay them. And Roquan being in his, what you would think would be hopefully his best season. Some of the pass rushers coming into their prime. It's a Super Bowl or bust year, and the schedule is going to be challenging. But the way the Ravens are positioning themselves, you can do nothing but be excited about it. So overall, happy Friday. I'll be here Monday to talk about Game 7. Put the bets out on Monday, and I think that's about it. Enjoy your weekend. Really hope the Orioles can get 2 out of 3. Keep the season interesting. If you need me, want me for anything, send me a message. I'll see you guys Monday. All right, great. Have a good day and a good weekend.